Hello everyone, good morning and welcome back to BIM Parametrics. I'm Mohammed Shahrukh Khan, and in today's tutorial of Revit, we are going to see how we can calculate the total number of bricks in Revit. Okay, so for example, here you will see we have a building project present. Okay, so it's like a five-story building. Okay, now for this project, okay, what I want to do is I want to do the calculation of the material. So in future videos we are going to calculate other materials also, like for the sand, cement, mortar values, plus how much volume of plaster is required, and so on. But for this tutorial we are going to just calculate how much brick or the block work is required to construct this building. Now here we are assuming that we have three different type of walls present. Okay, so here this is the wall exterior type 200 insulation. Okay, then this is your boundary wall, and which is just a normal block work and a plaster. And then inside we have, let me go to first floor and show you. This one is wall interior, so it does contain only the plaster. Okay, the exterior one, let me show you also. The exterior one consists of the insulation, okay, and the plaster, and then the finish layer is the paint. So we have three types. Okay, so one is the exterior, which is having the thermal insulation along with the plaster and the paint. Then we have the interior one, which is the block work, okay, without the thermal insulation, but we have the plaster. Next we have the boundary wall. Now to create or to construct all of these walls, okay, let's consider we are using a common type of brick. Okay, so let me show you which kind of brick we are using. So if I show you here, so since I am based in Bahrain, okay, and here mostly we are using kind of a hollow core concrete block. Okay, now what happens if you see the dimension of this block or the brick? Okay, mostly if a layman is there, okay, he will call it as the size will be 400 cross 200 cross 200. So 400 is the length of the block, okay, then 200 is the width, and then 200 is the height. But actually what happens is the real dimension, if you take a ruler and try to measure that block, okay, it will not be exactly 400. It is going to be 390, and 200 is going to be like 190, and so on. Now why this? Because here we are not including the mortar, which you can see here, right? So this mortar which is used to join this brick is not considered. So the actual size will be 390 cross 190 cross 190. But when we use this block work in the wall, okay, the size, we take the consideration of this mortar as well. So the size becomes 400 cross 200 cross 200. Okay, so we are including a 10 millimeter of plaster or the mortar, we can say, along with the brick. So with this in mind, okay, what we do, let's calculate first of all the volume of one brick. Okay, so now this value which you will see here is 400 mm, right? And all of this is in mm only. Now what I want to do, I am going to calculate the volume of one brick. So it's simple. Okay, you can multiply 0.4 times 0.2 times 0.2, so which will comes as 0.016 meter cube of one brick. So one brick volume is 0.016 meter cube. So this value you have to keep in mind. Now this value or the volume of the brick can change as per the brick size you are using. So maybe instead of 400 you are using 200, so this volume will of course change. So you first, before you calculate, you need to know the dimension of your brick which you are going to or which you are using in your project, as well as you need to know the volume of that one brick. Now keeping that in mind, okay, let's go to Revit and see how we can use these values and calculate or extract the data, like how much bricks are required for our building. Now for this, let's go to Revit now. And here what we are going to do is we are going to click on let's go to, let me go to view, okay, and then let me go to schedules. Now here, most of the people, they make a mistake that they go for schedule and quantities. No, since we are working on the material, we need to go to material takeoff. Okay, so click on material takeoff, and then for which category we are calculating this. So of course we are doing it for our wall, so we select the wall option. Okay, now wall, and then I can rename this as, this is just a renaming, so brick calculation. You can give it any name. Now once this is done, click OK. Now from here, this, if you have already used like creating the schedule, this dialog box is quite similar. Here you need to add mostly two values. Okay, you can add as many as required, but for our calculation, what is required is first of all the material name. Okay, so here my material name, I will go and select my material name field. So this is material, and then the name of the material. So this is how it looks like. Add it. Next, I want to calculate the volume of that material. Okay, so select material and then the volume. Click OK. Now once done, now you see what happens. Okay, I made a mistake, sorry. So I didn't added this material, I just pressed OK. Let me go back to material volume. Okay, and then add it and then press OK. Okay, now it's perfect. So here you will see material name, material volume. Now one thing you need to notice is this is concrete masonry unit. So this material represents our brick or the block work. The remaining is the plaster, the paint exterior, the paint interior. Why all of this is coming? Because I showed you we are using three types of wall. Okay, and in all of this we have the we are considering a layer of plaster, then we have the layer of paint, and in some walls which is exterior we have even the thermal insulation. Now the data looks a bit chaotic, so what we are going to do, we are going to sort them properly. So for this we can come to sorting and grouping. So you can come to sorting and grouping, and here we are going to sort them by name. So what will happen if I sort them by name? All of these names, like for example concrete masonry units, will become together, plaster will come together, paint will come together, and so on. So let's select material name, okay, and then click OK. Now you can see what happened in our table. All of this now properly converted into or like sorted into with as per the material name. Okay, now let's try to categorize them more or sort them more. So again I am going to sorting and grouping. What is happening? Because let me go down and show you first. You see we have the concrete masonry units. Now the paint exterior is starting, right? Next what I want a blank line in between so that I can differentiate it. So I put a blank line here. Now what happens, you see? So now our table is properly differentiating or I can say like separating, okay, between different layers. So we have exterior, paint, interior, then comes is the thermal insulation. If I go down, this is the plaster, and then we have the thermal insulation. All right, now our focus should be on the concrete masonry units, because in this tutorial we are just calculating the number of bricks. We are not calculating the number of volume of cement and so on. So right now only we will focus on this option. Next is, since all of this material is repeating, right, so I don't want to repeat them. Also I want the total of it. So first of all, what I will do, if I want not to repeat this one, I will go to sorting and grouping, and then I'm going to uncheck this. You see we have something called itemize every instance, so you can uncheck this, click OK. Now you see we have concrete masonry units. So here you can see how many materials is present in the wall. So we have concrete masonry units, we have paint exterior, we have paint interior, plaster, thermal insulation, and so on. Volume of it is coming as varies because it is not calculating the total, okay, because since it is different for each wall, the volume. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to calculate the I'm going to edit and then go to sorting and grouping, and then let's try to check mark on grand total. See, let's see what happens. You see it is coming like 984, so this is like total 984. We can say like a not the number of materials but the instance of it. Okay, so let me go back, since again it is not calculating the total of this volume here. So we can go to sorting and grouping again, and now let me go to formatting, and let's come to material volume. So select material volume, and then here in the calculation you can click on calculate totals. So once you click on calculate totals and click OK, now you see what is happening. It is coming like 1108.13 meter cube of the concrete masonry unit. So this is the total volume of uh, we can call it as the brick volume, total brick volume here, and then this is the total volume of the paint and the plaster and so on. Now out of this, what I want is I want to remove this paint exterior, interior and so on. I just want to keep this concrete masonry unit in my table. So for this we need to apply a filter. So how we are going to apply a filter? We can go to filter here in edit, and then let's go to okay, we are already in filter, so filter by material name, and if it's equal to concrete masonry unit we want to keep it. Okay, the remaining we should not be present, so only those materials will be visible here in which whose name is coming as concrete masonry units. So just click OK. Now you see, so we have total as we have only this material name present. I don't want to see this grand total, so let me go back and uncheck this and click OK. So now you see we have concrete masonry units as the material, and the total volume of it is 1108.13 meter cube. Now what I want to do, if I divide my if I divide this volume by one brick volume, okay, we are going to get total number of bricks required okay, to construct this building. Now how do we do that? Since we know that a one volume of brick is volume of one brick is 0.016 meter cube. We did the calculation, right? And again I'm repeating, this value might differ based on your brick size. So in my case I'm using the with mortar as well, okay, 400 cross 200 cross 200 mm. Okay, so in meter cube, millimeter cube it will be this much, and in meter cube it will be this much. All right, now what I'm going to do, let's go back to fields here, and then I'm going to create a new parameter. So let's click on parameter here, function, and this I'm going to name it as, let's add it, for example, number of bricks. Okay, so this will be common, and type will be, I'm going to take it as integer because I don't want to see the decimal values for the material. Okay, now how I'm going to calculate the volume, the formula will be, if you divide the material volume, okay, so you had the material volume and then you divide it by 0.016, the volume of one brick. Okay, so I'll put 0.016 and then click OK. See, now you added this parameter here, click OK. So you see what is happening, it is coming as number of bricks is varying. So how we can get the exact value of this, because we need to calculate the total here. So again I'm going to click on formatting, select number of bricks, and then let's go to no calculation, it's written here, you can click on calculate totals of it. Okay, so click on calculate total and then click OK. Now you see how many bricks are required. 69,289 bricks, or the block works, are required for this particular building, to construct this building with this brick. Okay, next let's suppose I want to also add how much cost is required to purchase this bricks. So in this case what I will do is, let me take one value here. Now I am based in Bahrain, okay, so we use dinar. Okay, you can use your own currency. Maybe you are in India, Pakistan, Malaysia, or Indonesia, Philippines, anywhere. Okay, so whatever currency you are using and whatever the value of your block work there, you can use that. So here I have the value as 0.230 Bahraini dinar. Okay, so here it cost us like 1 Bahraini dinar is 0.230 BD. Sorry, one brick is equal to 0.230 BD, okay, or Bahraini dinar. Next, what I'm going to do, let me go back, and again I'm going to use sorting and grouping here. Okay, so we don't have to sort actually, we need to go to fields, and then I'm going to create my another function. Okay, so this will be total cost of brick. Okay, so how we are going to calculate this? This is easy, and the discipline type, it will be common, and the type will be what? It is going to be currency. So here what I'm going to do in the formula, I'm going to click on these three dots, and then the formula will be number of bricks, then multiplied by, you put an asterisk sign, 0.230 BD. Then click OK, and then done. Now you see again what is happening is I'm getting it as vary, so you know it already now that you have to click on totals for this one. So I can go to formatting again, click on total cost of brick, and then here you make it calculate totals again, and then click OK. So now you see it is going to cost me 15,936.47 Bahraini dinar to buy 69,289 bricks or the block work to construct this particular building. So that's how you do the calculation, or you do the material takeoff for your bricks for any particular building. So once you prepare this, where you can see that if I go to schedule and quantities, here we have the wall brick calculation. So if I can double click it, you can get this value anytime. Now the interesting part here is, for example, once you prepare this schedule, okay, let me go to ground floor, and let's suppose I created a wall here. Let's suppose I create extension. So I'll take a boundary. Let's suppose I make something like this. So what happens automatically and parametrically, what will happen is, this is just for example, I created this, okay, and let me go to wall brick calculation. Now you see your number of bricks has increased from 69,000 to 70,000 something, okay, and similarly the cost of brick has also updated. So this is the benefit of using building information modeling in your project. So as you go, you are creating the information, you're extracting the information, and so on. So just let me delete it, and I can save my file here. So thank you very much. So see you in the next video. Thank you.